Hey, y'all. Welcome back to Brit Reviews at All. So, I literally just finished watching Tyler Perry, his movie Straw. And last night finally watched his movie Duplicity, which is on Amazon Prime, and Straw is on Netflix. So, I actually did not get emotionally triggered with the movie Straw, like a lot of people said that they were. Um, I'm just like, basically, you have a mom who's having a hard time. And now I see where they said that there's a twist at the end that you were not expecting. Because I was just like, man, this lady is just having a hard time. And it's insane that all of this is happening. Like, what the heck is going on? Like, it's like one thing after another, right? So I'm like, okay, watching and watching it. And as we're getting closer to the end, I'm like, okay, I see what's happening. They finally get her phone on. And she talks to her mom, and her mom is like, okay, hey, like, what are you talking about? Like, and they say the daughter's name. She passed away last night. And so then that's when it clicked. I'm like, okay, I get it. The daughter had a lot of medical issues. The mom lost her child the night before. And from that time frame, from when that happened to going into the next day and still getting up and going through the motions, she had a mental break. And she literally was still thinking that her daughter was alive. And then this happened, and this happened, and this happened. And everything that we thought was really happening, for the most part, it really didn't. I think the whole situation with the cop thing, that really did happen. You had a crooked cop trying to abuse his power. So that really did occur. In the end, he did another twist and made it seem like when they came in, once she got rid of they let go of all the hostages, that they came in and they ended up shooting her. But he snapped us back out of that, and in the end, they ended up the manager of the bank walked out with her because she knew what was probably going to happen. And the whole time, mind you, they told the lady that the daughter had passed away, the bank manager. So I'm like, okay. So she walks out, and in the end, she ended up, they got her into the cop car, and I'm like, okay, hopefully, this like the way that it ended, I'm like, okay, I get it now. But the mental, like the emotional, like coming in tears and all that stuff, like a lot of people said, I did not get that. I don't think that means that there's something emotionally wrong with me. It's just, I know it's a movie. It's like, okay, here we go, back. So I know it's like, dang, that was a lot. So I'm like, okay, this happened. I see it and I get the movie now. I do think overall that it was a good movie to watch. But I mean, I think the actors, they did well. Taraji, she played the heck out of that role. I would say that it is something to go to watch. I didn't jump on the train of watching it because, initially, because I wanted to make sure I had time to myself to sit down and watch it with no distractions. I.e., I'm a toddler mom, so just wanted to watch it, when I had time to myself. So I will say thumbs up on that one, and please go ahead and watch it if you haven't. I'm sorry, I do spoilers. Sorry if you've seen this and you haven't watched it, but I enjoyed it. So y'all let me know what y'all think. On a second note, I finally made myself sit down and watch the movie Duplicity on Amazon Prime. I knew that I wanted to watch that. It's been on my list. I just kind of been pushing it off because I've been watching other things. But it actually turned out to be a twist to that one as well. So he categorized that one as a thriller. I kind of was like, I kind of caught on to it as we moved throughout the movie. And I was like, okay, the boyfriend of the lawyer and the cop, they know each other. And I'm like, they know each other more than what we're letting on. And as the lawyer is finding out other details, she's starting to find out little things about him, like lying to her, the boyfriend. And I'm like, okay, something is not right. Where it's like he's a PI, and so if he keeps popping up all of a sudden randomly out of nowhere, something's not going on. So basically, there was this whole thing where her best friend, her husband was unalived, and it was like this whole situation where you had this white cop who shot a black man. Now, mind you, the black man was in an alleyway. He did not live in the area, and he had on a hood. He was dressed in running gear, but he had on a hoodie and he had on earphones, so he could not hear anything. Which, mind you, by the way, I really wish that people would stop doing that. If you're walking, running, exercising outside, or just going anywhere outside, and you have music in your ears, please turn it down so you can hear, or at least just have one earbud in so you can hear what's going on for your safety, not just in case you could get shot. You could get mugged, anything. Anybody could try to walk up on you. You should never do that. Just an FYI. But anyway, so the husband of the best friend ended up being unalived. I thought that something was a little weird on that because it seemed like the lawyer. Okay. I thought something was weird about it because it felt like the lawyer's boyfriend, that he was a little bit jealous of the guy because he seemed to be best friends with his girlfriend, the lawyer. I think her name was Amelie or something like that. And then, and his name was Tony, the lawyer's boyfriend. So I thought that something was a little bit off with that. I know some lotion went somewhere, but so you just keep, you have the best friend who's going through the motions. She just lost her husband. The lawyer friend, she did exactly what she set out to do, which was to sue the city of Atlanta, the city of Atlanta, and they got, a good lump sum for her in the end. And then I'm like, okay. So come to find out, the cop set it all up, and the white male cop, he figured out that something was not right with that whole situation. So mind you, he's married to a black woman. He's like, I'm not racist. There was a whole nother situation. He has a whole black wife. And you have the ex to the cop, who was like, okay, this man has like this whole nasty streak about him. He portrays himself to be this nice person, but he's really not that. And then you get to mixing up the names. So Tony, whose real name is probably something else. I mean, it was just a whole mix up. So it was set up for the male cop, the white cop, to shoot the best friend in the alleyway. And once that happened, they pretty much, she figured it out because she went to the house that the ex-girlfriend said that she had left evidence, and she had it stored in a bathroom that no one would know that it's there because they were rented out, but he put her out. So come to find out, here comes the boyfriend Tony showing up out of nowhere, and she's just kind of looking at him sideways. He's like, come on, it's okay. Then all of a sudden, I forget his name. I think it's Robert in this movie. I don't know. You go back and look it up. I'm not, but he comes home in this nice car, and it's like, okay, now how much money he makes as a cop? Something doesn't seem right. He got this big old house out in the outskirts. He's driving this nice fancy car. That doesn't even sound right. It's like red flags right there. And so, they get both of them to come in the house. He's like, yeah, come on in, let me show you around. And I knew right then something wasn't right. She has to go to the bathroom. When they get in there, she finds the phone. Next thing you know, when she comes out, the both of them are sitting at the table with all the weird vibes. So she's trying to get out and saying, oh, I gotta go, I gotta do that. They locked her in. And then he's like, yeah, he says he wants to show us the boat. Mind you, it's late. And you're talking about showing somebody a boat. Let's set up. I'm like, okay, so let's set up a time for us to come back to, let's set up a time for us to come back and, go on this boat ride or whatever. Next thing you know, she tries to run for it. They run after her, and they're in the house behind you. They catch her, strap her down, like pin her down, make her take some type of drug that knocks her out cold. So they carry this lady to the boat, put her on there, and they take off in the water. Mind you, there's a third person that's on this boat. It's the best friend, the girl who lost her husband. She was in on it the whole time, and I had a feeling it was something wrong with that because she disappeared a month after they said she moved, and she stopped talking to the lawyer friend. So yeah, so she comes out. She is in on it, for going through with this, unaliving this man, getting the money from the lawsuit, and basically they're trying to go ahead and basically weight her down and sink her to the bottom of the lake. Now, in the process of doing this, she starts to wake up, so they have to stop the boat and go ahead and try to get this process started. Mind you, here comes I guess the lake police, or I don't know what they call them, but here they come because they were notified that somebody was out on the water. It's dark, the tide is low, so things that would normally the boats wouldn't come across, you could potentially run into it. So he pulls them over. He starts asking questions, and then he's like, yeah, you got to get out of here. He writes, I think he wrote them a ticket, or it was in the process of writing a ticket, but he noticed that she was back there, and he kept saying, you know, are you okay, ma'am? Are you okay? They're trying to like kind of play it off. And he's like, hey, what is that around her waist? And then next thing you know, the cop, he shoots the lake patrol. And then they're like, crap, like now we gotta, so they basically let him drown in the water, and then they sink the boat. Now the boat goes down, they put her together, throw her over, she goes straight down, but mind you, she has already woken up. So as she's sinking to the bottom, she is fighting to get loose, which I already knew. I'm like, this is not gonna end like that. She's definitely gonna get loose. So they're in the process of trying to catch the lake patrol, because he has a floaty on that. I guess once he hit the water, it naturally, his life preserver, it blew up, so he was floating in the water. So they're trying to get a hold of him. Whole time while they're doing that, she has already come up from the water, come from the back of the boat, has the flare gun, shoots every one of them individually. Then the last flare shot that she had, she sent it off into the air. And obviously, once you do that, then that sends off a signal, hey, somebody's in distress. They get out there, they're able to get her. They don't show us that part, but we get to the end where she's on the news, and they are letting, you know, out this whole story about everything. I would say that was actually a pretty decent movie. It showed, you know, some racial things, but in this particular case, this was not racial. It showed where there was a situation that they knew would be sensitive to the public, and they utilized that for their own personal gain. But in the end, it was actually a pretty decent movie. I should have been watched it, but like I said, I've been watching a whole bunch of other stuff. But I finally got around to looking at it. So that was 2 Tyler Perry movies, one last night and one this morning. So I would say give it a watch if you haven't already. Duplicity, Amazon Prime, Straw, Netflix. Okay. Thank you for watching. Hopefully you can hear me pretty good. And I wasn't like speed talking, because I kind of felt like I was talking a little bit fast, but I'll slow it down. But yeah, thank you for watching. Hit the like button, subscribe button. I will be back with more videos, because I'm watching a lot of good stuff, and a lot of good stuff is coming out. In the meantime, bye y'all, and have a good day.